In a world where knowledge generally is growing at a phenomenal speed, and in a world which is facing the challenge of continued, if not increasing, uncertainty, because uncertainty is the very nature of human society, but the rapidity of technological change and the growth of knowledge has compounded the problem of unpredictability and uncertainty. In this kind of age that we are living in, executive education has to be seen as a continuous process of individual enhancement and empowerment, both for the individual and the organization with which that individual is associated. And if this continues on, not obviously not on a single day, every single day for 365 days a year, but periodically, frequently, I think the cumulative benefit is for both the individual and the organization. Today's program on building successful corporate brands in Pakistan was first of all seen from a global perspective. What kind of environment is Pakistan part of, and what has been the experience of corporate brand building in the past 30 to 40 years in particular, and also currently in the second decade of the 21st century. And in that context, in the specific conditions of Pakistan, which faces many fundamental conditions very different from the environment in which many global brands have succeeded, we have very, very specific local conditions. How can we build, sustain, and manage these brands, and where brands have failed, what are the lessons that can be learned? So that was the conceptual approach, and we took actual examples of three major institutions which in their own way have excelled and achieved remarkable levels of corporate performance, building brand identity and also institutional identity. And by sharing this with a group of people who were very engaged directly, hands-on in whatever work they are doing at the corporate level, in marketing, in management, we were able to benefit from each other's experiences and perceptions, and hopefully move towards a better capacity to deal with the challenges of the future. Well, I think at least three such elements came through. One, the need for clarity in each organization about the respective roles of products or services which they offer, and the relationship with the corporate identity in terms of the organization which produces those products or makes available those services. There are options whether that relationship in the eye of the public should be a visible public relationship, or should the corporation be an anonymous, low profile, low key part and let the branded product or service speak for itself. That was one option we looked at. A second was, no, the corporation should be upfront, should own every product or service that they offer so that the people know who they are dealing with. And related to that, the demand or the imperative of transparency, that corporations should be as forthcoming in making available data about themselves, except of course of very highly sensitive data that has to do with the ingredients and so on which are patented. And then leading from that in how to deal with the media, not just looking at the media from a coverage point of view, but creating relationships of dialogue with the media and not treating the media with suspicion or distrust, but letting the media know as much as is possible and in the public interest about that corporation. And then from that going on to this process of using communication in new and inventive ways, and not just being like what everyone else is doing. And remembering the great maxim, choosing the safe path can often be the most dangerous one, because you end up being dull or complacent or unexciting. And we are living in an age where children, leave alone adults, children are becoming so conscious and intelligently aware of what is happening. They're demanding much greater levels of performance and quality. So one learnt a great deal listening to the participants and their observations and suggestions. And I think I'd like to compliment the Karachi School for Business and Leadership for facilitating this and convening this workshop.